Hey Coach, Lone Star Gridiron has been the leader in Coach's Show podcasts for 20 years, and now you can get your own Coach's Show podcast each week during the season as a fundraiser for your booster club. Yes, booster clubs all over are using these podcasts to help their sports programs. You get to share the stories of your program and your kids to a huge audience and make money. We started with just football, but this year have expanded to make them available for all sports. Call 713-269-4620 to find out the details and get your Coach's Show started.
All right, everybody join me in welcoming Coach Mark Torres from the Hays Consolidated Hawks to the show. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great. We just finished our fifth practice of the week this morning and ready for number 6 midnight tonight.
Oh, nice. I love those midnight practices. So tell me, what do you think of the team so far?
Well, we're still trying to figure out how we practice according to the new way of doing things. You know, obviously the changes in scheme come with the change at coach, unless you promote from within the staff. And, Let's Go did a great job here during his tenure. He's a guy that's won over 200 games in his career. And, he's a slot T guy, and they kind of ran some odd stack pressure schemes in the past. And we're pretty much doing a 180 from each of those. And so learning how to practice, we play one side of the ball. They used to practice both sides of the ball, play both sides of the ball. So all of those things come into play. So we've spent the whole week figuring out just how it is that we're going to practice and prepare.
Nice. And so what can the fans expect to see different? You say it's kind of a complete 180. What will the offense and defense look like this year?
I don't know what they can expect. I mean, as far as the schemes that we use, we base out of a one-back spread, but, our personnel dictates,
Sure.
the style, are we going to use tight ends or not, or how many backs, that depends on our players, and we'll figure that out. We've got 2 scrimmages to figure it out from there. And we base out of an even front defense. So we'll start there and then adapt as we need to.
Cool. And so what do you know so far about the kids, maybe some of the kids that you're going to rely on this year?
Well, what I know about them is that they do have the ability to work hard.
Nice.
And I think they're pretty tough. I think they're actually better than what they think about themselves. And so that's an important thing for us as coaches to get across and help them understand that they could be really successful with what we're asking them to do. But it's going to take some live competition and some scoreboards for them to really trust and believe that.
Yeah, definitely. And what do you know about the district? Because, for you, everything's new. The kids are new, the schools are new, the district's new, everything.
I know it's one of the top 5A Division I districts in the state.
Yeah.
And, that's a good thing. If we're there for a reason, we're in the thick of it. We're not predicted to be a playoff team. And I think that's one of the best positions that you can be in. Amen. Is to have people not think so highly of you so that you got kind of a chip on your shoulder. And I've got one on mine. El Paso has a stigma about it when it comes to football. And really it's because we're so far away. But what I can tell you is that in bringing coaches from out there over here with us, the work ethic from a coaching level out in El Paso is second to none. And I hope that that's what we're bringing here to Central Texas. And our players, I think they've responded fairly well. But again, we're going to need to get into some games and into some competitions to figure out that we can trust one another as coaches and players.
Nice. And what stands out on the schedule for you as far as opponents?
No, you know what? What I look at is we've got 2 months of district play.
Yep.
And it's just like it was back home. We had a 9-team district the last few years, and you've got 2 months to have it sort itself out, which is really challenging. And so you can't afford to look past what you have right in front of you because there's a number of things that can happen to completely change the outlook on what the season could be. And so right now, we don't have an opponent this week, so we're working on ourselves. We'll be working towards figuring out a way to compete in a physical way with Liberty Hill next week when we scrimmage. And that'll be our first kind of test. How do we want to look? We want to be able to compete physically with Liberty Hill.
Yeah.
And then once we get past that challenge, we'll come up with a new one. But I can't pinpoint one thing, and I won't pinpoint one thing. It's all a great challenge for us.
Definitely. And what about pre-district? What is the schedule pre-district?
We open up at Elgin, and then we come home for our first home game against Pflugerville High. Again, the schedule was pretty much set before I got here.
Right.
And there was an agreement with up to, I think, 4 teams, just in case we ended up in a 6 or 7 team district. We were maybe going to have to look for one game, and I was probably going to go out to El Paso for a neutral site for 2 years, because their 6As are in kind of a jam when it comes to scheduling. So, but as it turned out, what we did is we needed to honor the first 2 and our scrimmages that were already on our schedule, because I know scheduling is difficult enough. So we just, it is what it is, and we're looking forward to it.
Nice. So you kind of came in, you haven't had a full year to figure things out. Did you get any time off during the summer to just relax with your family?
I got a couple days. We went back home. Our oldest son, he graduated high school, and we moved him into his dorm at UTEP, and he's getting all that going. So when we went home for the graduation, we were there for about a week. And that wasn't necessarily vacation time or downtime, because we still had stuff we needed to move back over here. We did go down to the beach. Had never been down to Corpus. And so we went down to the beach there for maybe 2 or 3 days. And that was our time, 4th of July week, to kind of relax, have a little bit of a vacation.
Nice. I was talking to another coach, and it seems like every coach, 4th of July week, they're on a beach. So beaches are probably 90% coaches during that week.
Yeah. It was a good time. Got stung by a little jellyfish, and that is what it is. But that was a first. A little bit of like a sting.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it felt like, and itched for a little while. But aside from that, we were okay.
Nice. Well, cool, Coach. I am so looking forward to the season, and looking forward to our weekly coaches show this season too.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
See ya. Bye.
This show is brought to you by the book, All I Need to Know I Learned from My Texas High School Football Coach. A handbook of wisdom for parents, young people, and yes, even coaches. Head over to www.learnedfromcoach.com and order your copy to support sharing the stories of these great coaches and leaders. That's learnedfromcoach.com.